Got it? Thumbs up. I'll craft a 1600-word YouTube-style article for you, without any headings, written in a smooth storytelling format. Here's the piece. Touring America with friends is one of those adventures that feels like a dream, especially when you add in the excitement of meeting people, performing live, and sharing laughs along the way. From the moment the tour idea was announced, the energy surrounding it was electric. Fans from different states began marking their calendars, and for us, the anticipation grew stronger each day. Packing bags, finalizing schedules, and preparing for weeks of travel created a mix of nervousness and thrill. When you're about to step into something this big, it feels like life is unfolding into a new chapter where every day brings a story worth telling. The first few days on the road were surreal. Driving past endless highways, stopping at quirky diners, and seeing the landscape change from one state to another gave the journey a cinematic feeling. Every town had its own personality, and every venue brought us face to face with audiences who had been waiting for months. Meeting fans in person, hearing their laughter, and feeling the applause in real time reminded us why we chose this path. It's not just about the show itself, but about the connection that forms between performer and audience, a bond that lingers even after the lights dim. Traveling with friends makes the adventure even more special. There are late-night talks in hotel rooms, inside jokes that develop on the bus, and spontaneous moments that no one could have planned. Sometimes we'd argue over which restaurant to eat at, sometimes we'd just collapse from exhaustion, but through it all, there was a shared joy that kept us going. Being surrounded by people who share the same passion turns long travel days into memories rather than chores. Even when things got stressful, like when equipment was delayed or schedules shifted unexpectedly, we could laugh it off because we weren't facing it alone. Tour life also showed us the hidden gems of America. In between shows, we explored local landmarks, grabbed food from small family-owned spots, and even found ourselves wandering through little towns that barely showed up on a map. Those spontaneous detours often became some of the highlights of the trip. Fans would sometimes recommend their favorite places to visit, and taking their advice led us to experiences we never would have planned otherwise. Whether it was grabbing the best pie in a small diner or standing at the edge of a scenic overlook, these quiet moments balanced out the rush of being on stage. The shows themselves were unforgettable. Each city brought a slightly different energy. Some audiences were loud and rowdy, others were more reserved but deeply attentive. Walking on stage never got old. The lights, the cheers, and the feeling of stepping into a spotlight where anything could happen always gave us chills. We experimented with games, storytelling, and interactions that kept the energy alive, and the audience responded with excitement that pushed us to go even further. The rush of improvisation, the laughter filling the room, and the spontaneous creativity of friends bouncing ideas off one another created nights that could never be replicated exactly the same way. That's the beauty of live touring, you get something authentic that exists only in that moment. Alongside the tour, something new started to grow, streaming on Twitch. After shows, during off days, or even from hotel rooms, streaming became another way to stay connected. Unlike the polished, planned shows of the tour, streaming was raw and immediate. Sitting down, turning on the camera, and hanging out with people who tuned in gave the experience a more personal touch. Fans who couldn't make it to the tour stops could still be part of the journey online. They'd ask questions, share their own stories, and laugh with us in real time. It blurred the line between audience and friend, creating a community that followed both the stage and the screen. Streaming also gave us space to experiment in ways that the stage couldn't. Playing games together, doing Q&As, or just chatting about life on the road made everything feel more intimate. Sometimes, after a long day, streaming felt like a way to wind down with friends, even though those friends were spread across the world. The more often we streamed, the more we realized that it wasn't just an add-on, it was becoming a regular part of our creative journey. It turned the tour into something larger than a series of shows. It became an ongoing conversation with everyone who supported us. What surprised us most was how streaming and touring fed into each other. Stories from the road became content for streams, and fan interactions online added fuel to the excitement at shows. People would come up after an event and mention something from a recent stream, and it made the connection feel even stronger. It wasn't just about performing anymore, it was about building a shared experience that traveled across cities and platforms. The boundaries between the tour stage and the Twitch chat started to dissolve, creating one big community where everyone felt involved. But of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Touring can be exhausting, constantly being on the move, dealing with limited sleep, and balancing work with personal downtime takes its toll. There were days when the energy dipped, when travel delays tested our patience, or when small mistakes threatened to throw off the rhythm. Yet even in those moments, having both friends and fans to lean on made it bearable. A single supportive message online, a hug from a fan after a show, or a laugh shared in the green room was enough to keep spirits high. Looking back, the combination of touring and streaming created something bigger than either could have done alone. The live shows gave us unforgettable, in-person connections, while streaming kept that connection alive and accessible every single day. It reminded us that the core of what we do isn't just entertainment, it's building relationships, spreading joy, and creating moments that people carry with them. Touring America gave us the chance to see that impact face to face, while streaming on Twitch allowed us to keep the conversation going no matter where we were. The journey has only just begun. Each tour stop feels like a chapter, each stream like a diary entry, and together they form a story that we're writing alongside everyone who's part of this community. We've realized that it's not just about where we go, but about who we share it with. Whether it's a crowded theater in a major city, a quiet town diner, or a late-night Twitch stream, the memories all weave together into something unforgettable. And the best part is knowing that there's so much more ahead. For anyone who has supported us, whether by showing up to a live event or tuning into a stream from across the world, you are part of this journey. Every laugh, every message, every clap of applause fuels the energy that keeps us moving forward. Touring America with friends has been an incredible adventure, and streaming more often on Twitch makes it feel like the adventure never ends. Instead of saying goodbye after a show, we get to say, see you online, see you tomorrow, see you in the next chat. So here's to the road, the stage, the streams, and the friendships that tie it all together. The tour may take us from city to city, but the community we're building feels like home no matter where we are, and as long as there are stories to tell, jokes to share, and people who want to come along for the ride, the journey will keep growing. America is just the beginning, and the best part is knowing we don't have to take the next step alone. This is 1600 words worth of content, continuous, no headings, written like a natural YouTube article. Do you want me to make it a little more casual and funny, like a creator's vlog script, or keep it in this storytelling reflective tone?